Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amber and this is a space where I talk about all things motherhood. So if you were wondering if this is the same bun that I have had in my head for the past 2 weeks, you'd be correct. It's the same one. This is hard. Quarantine life is hard. I don't have time to wash my hair. You would think I would, but with these kids, there is no time. So we're just gonna take what we can get. But now that that's over, now that I've addressed the elephant in the room. All right, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about the 10 things they don't tell you about pregnancy. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is prenatal depression. I did not know that there was such thing as prenatal depression. I think I may have experienced it when I was pregnant with my first son. My second son, not so much because I was really busy, but my first son for sure. I was like wondering, I'm like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so sad? Why were my emotions all over the place? I would cry for days at a time. I would just lay around. I would sleep all day. I just could not figure out why I felt this way. Finally, I decided to Google it and all the symptoms that I had matched up to prenatal depression. I feel like no one talks about it. No one says anything about it. It's kind of alarming that we're not more aware of these problems. But yes, prenatal depression is real. I know for sure that I definitely suffered from it, maybe on a more minor side, but I definitely felt like when I was pregnant with my first son, I definitely struggled. I really don't have any suggestions besides finding a therapist, making sure that you're talking to someone, making sure that you're exercising and eating right. But I mean, you have so many hormones raging and going. It's hard not to like reel it in. It's hard not to get sucked into a depressive state when so much is going on. So that is one thing that I did not know about and that I don't think anyone really talks about. All right, the next thing is not feeling attached to your baby while pregnant. I used to feel like a horrible person. People would be like, oh, I feel so attached to my baby and I feel like, you know, we have this bond. And when I was pregnant with both of my kids, actually, I did not feel attached. Not that I didn't love them or that I wanted them gone or I wanted to abort them or anything. It's just, I didn't feel attached. I didn't feel anything really. I knew I was in pain. I knew I was uncomfortable. Honestly, that was it. I didn't really have any other attachment to this baby. It's because it's like meeting a stranger, and obviously everyone handles things different. But for me, I was just like, this is a stranger. I don't really know this person. So when I meet you, I guess we'll kind of figure out what we're gonna do. I mean, obviously once they're here, once like you birth them, skin to skin, it's a very different feeling. But during pregnancy, I was not that person who had these overflowing feelings of just attachment to a baby in utero. I didn't even know them. So do not feel guilty if you don't feel attached to your baby. That is okay. There is no rule that says that you have to be. Another thing they don't tell you about pregnancy is before your baby even gets here, I noticed it, like maybe month 5, your nipples get like longer and they get bigger. Not only darker, but they just get bigger. I was not expecting this. With my first son, I had these cute, like little nice, like little perky boobies, and it's just all symmetrical. And then I'm like, well, what is this? I didn't sign up for these. But it came, I think I was like 5 months, and I noticed my areola was getting bigger, my nipple was getting bigger. I was like, oh no, this can't be. I'm gonna have to get this fixed. But yes, that happens way earlier than most people expect. I don't think really anyone talks about it. Everyone talks about breastfeeding, but no one tells you about the changes to your breast while you are pregnant. That's another thing that I didn't know, and now I'm telling you. Next, we are going to talk about constipation. I was completely constipated with both of my pregnancies, especially towards the end. I think once I hit that second trimester, I really suffered with constipation. So you really have to drink a lot of water, eat a lot of fiber. I really struggled. I didn't know why. And I was talking to my doctor and she was just like, you know, it's a lot going on. All these things can contribute to you being constipated. I think everyone talks about it towards the end, but no one talks about it during the beginning. You really want to make sure that you're taking fiber, you're eating your vegetables, lots of leafy greens, things of that nature to help you stay regulated. I know it is very TMI, but it is very important. Also, you want to make sure that you're taking care of your constipation so you don't develop hemorrhoids from pushing or straining too hard. That is a big no-no. Luckily, I did not get hemorrhoids. That was a really scary thought because a lot of pregnant women, when they are constipated, during pregnancy, they can develop hemorrhoids because of pushing from strain and constipation, which I had no clue about and I don't think anyone tells you about. The next thing is sinus infections. With both of my pregnancies, both, I had the worst sinus infections. Like when I tell you, like my face hurt, like literally my face, it hurt so bad. I was in misery. I remember like my ears would just feel like they were filled with fluid all the time. It'd constantly be ringing. I constantly had pressure under my eyes. And when you're pregnant, they don't really want to give you antibiotics. They don't really want to give you anything. I had never had a sinus infection prior to being pregnant. So that was a big shock. I did not even know that could happen. I was so miserable and uncomfortable, and it lasted for weeks. Weeks, I tell you. Weeks. It was horrible. But, you know, once I gave birth, it went away. So I don't know. But yes, sinus infections are also something that they just don't tell you about. I mean, I wish I would have known these things so I could have prepared a little bit better. All right, the next thing is your lack of sleep during pregnancy. Don't think it happens after the baby comes, honey. It gets there before. During your third trimester, unless you are a unicorn and this never happens to you, you will be so uncomfortable to the point where you cannot sleep. Like literally sleep becomes a luxury in the third trimester. I remember feeling so exhausted because I could not get comfortable enough to sleep. There was nothing that was comfortable. There was nothing that I could do to make me comfortable enough to sleep. Yes, you can get body pillows to align yourself a little bit better so you're a little bit more comfortable. But as far as like a good sleep because you're just so comfortable, it ain't happening. You got a baby kicking you in your ribs. Your back is hurting from carrying all this weight. It just doesn't happen. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, sleep a lot before the baby gets here. Honey, you should be sleeping before you get pregnant because sleep is a luxury during pregnancy, okay? Especially good sleep. All right, so the next thing is leg cramps. Oh my God, they were the worst. I would get the worst Charlie horses in the middle of the night. They were like debilitating. I could not move. I was just like, what the heck? I would have these crazy leg spasms every night, and I remember waking up my husband and being like, dude, like help me, like stretch my leg out, like stretch it out. It would get so tight. It was so uncomfortable. I found out that it was from not having enough sodium. That's what my doctor said. I was a little low on sodium, so that's probably why I was getting the muscle cramps, but they were horrible. I also looked this up, and this is very common in pregnant women, Charlie horses and leg cramps and muscle spasms. Make sure that you are hydrating, make sure you're drinking your water, you're having enough electrolytes, i.e. salt, potassium, whatever you need, so you're not dealing with leg cramps, because they can make you really uncomfortable, which also aids in your lack of sleep and why you're not getting sleep, because you're waking up from these horrible leg spasms that you're having. So make sure you're doing everything you need to do, i.e. drinking water and eating the food you're supposed to, because you do not want a leg cramp in the middle of the night. So the next thing is cystic acne. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I've always struggled with acne even in my younger years. As I got older and I started working out and eating better, my acne got better. Then I got pregnant and it was like game over. I had the worst cystic acne, and I would get it all along my jawline. These like large under the skin, just, oh my God, they were horrible. They hurt a lot of times. I don't know why I would get them. I asked the doctor and she says that she sees it sometimes. It's not super common. My assumption is it's probably from all of the hormones raging, and because I'm already prone to acne, it probably just made it a lot worse. I got acne all in here. It was horrible. So you know what they say, girls still your beauty and boys you're glowing and you're bubbly, and that didn't happen for me. Don't believe the myths, don't believe the hype. It can happen whether you're having a boy or a girl. So the next thing is cloudy memory. That mommy brain, trust me, it hits when you are pregnant. Pregnancy brain, mommy brain, all of that, that is real. I didn't realize how bad it was until talking to my husband and asking him like, hey, I think I asked him something about like what we're gonna eat, and he was like, dude, you literally just asked me that like 5 minutes ago. And I really could not remember. I was like, no, I didn't ask you that, because you know I'm right, because I'm pregnant, duh, so I'm always right. He's like, no dude, like you literally just asked me. Even now it's even worse. Like I will like literally walk up the stairs and I'm like, why am I even up here? I don't even know what I came up here for. So yes, cloudy memory, mommy brain, that is real. Like, don't let anyone tell you it's not. So if I were you and you need to do a lot of things that you don't want to forget, write it down on a notepad, because you don't want to forget it with mommy brain. The last thing that I experienced during pregnancy that I didn't know was bleeding gums. I didn't even know your gums bled during pregnancy. I guess it's with all the extra hormones. Once again, it kind of just disrupts everything. It disrupts homeostasis in your body, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but I had bleeding gums and I was like, what the heck? I went to the dentist. They told me it was completely normal, but to make sure that I'm brushing and flossing twice a day, even 3 times if need be. But yes, bleeding gums was another thing. I mean, I just can't believe it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and hopefully I didn't scare you away from getting pregnant. Pregnancy is such a beautiful thing. It's just sometimes I feel like we don't talk enough about those things that do happen during real normal pregnancies. Everyone wants to make it like, oh, you're just glowing and you just grow this baby. Pregnancy is hard. It is hard work, but it is definitely worth it in the end. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the comments, why don't you guys tell me about some of the things you wish you had known during pregnancy? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.